Ain't that something? Oh, hey everyone. Well, this is this is going to be the end of the Tarantino month for today. But if I come across more Tarantino films that Quentin Tarantino have made, maybe next July I'll do another Tarantino month. But I'm gonna end this entire movie for today by reviewing one of Tarantino's movies. But of course, this movie came out around the same time, where another film director, who's a pretty good friend to Quentin Tarantino. And in case you don't know him, his name is Robert Rodriguez. And if you don't know who Robert Rodriguez is, he's a Mexican film director who makes his own movies. And he makes films from Dusk Till Dawn to Spy Kids, and of course, El Mariachi and El Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I might review one of those movies one of these days. Of course, I have a feeling that Dracula's going to review Dusk Till Dawn soon. After he's going to come about and review Fright Night. Anyway, the movie I'm going to reveal to you today to end our Tarantino month is, of course, this movie that he made lately, Death Proof. And, of course, the other movie that came out around the same time is Robert Rodriguez's film, Terror Planet. I thought I should end Tarantino month by adding a bonus by reviewing Robert Rodriguez's movie, Terror Planet. But first, let's start with Death Proof. Now, Death Proof is a very good movie. Getting kind of hot here. Anyway, Death Proof here, it's a very good movie. And of course, they made their own production called Grindhouse Movies. Now, of course, some of you people who has been born around the 50s know exactly what Grindhouse is. Grindhouse is actually one of those kind of movies that came out in the 70s. The scene in the movies weren't that good because they were filmed by an 8mm or 16mm camera. And of course, they always have actors who never acted in their lives. Some of them become famous, while the other one just didn't go anywhere. Too bad. And of course, one thing, they make a big excuse about these Grindhouse films. They make it okay to show nudity in those films and sex scenes. But of course, these movies don't have any of that. Doesn't have any nudity nor sex scenes. Anyway, let's start out with Death Proof, shall we? Anyway, this movie, Death Proof, is a very interesting movie. Much to your surprise, Kurt Russell from, if some of you remember Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China, he was in this movie. And in this one, you don't hear him saying, "This is Jack Bird in the Old Pork Chop Express." Actually, he's playing a serial killer in this movie. Now, unlike other movies where I have serial killers who uses either drugs to make them pass out and bury them alive, or use cutting utensils or guns or things like that, this killer, he uses his car in the movie. Now, it starts out, there's a group of women who appear in the movie, and they were like having the night of their lives, and they come across this bar, and here was Kurt Russell playing the killer. Now, his performance is really interesting, because unlike killers who just, just go out and slaughter people one by one and all, he's more like Dracula. He, charmed the women. He always make them feel calm and never freak them out. Even though that one girl said to him that there's one thing about him that is pretty creepy. And he asked, was it the scar on his eye here? His scar on his face? And she said, nope, it's his car that is creepy. And of course, Kurt Russell decided to calm her down by asking her for a lap dance. A lap dance. Seriously. He's in a bar, not a strip club. But all she doesn't take off her clothes. She just dances around acting all sexy and all, you know, things like that. And then, one thing about him, how he kills his people with his car, is his passenger side, he puts a tractor seat on the passenger side, with no seat belts or anything, while he buckles himself up, and he also put a plastic glass next to him. So any hitchhikers he picks up, he runs real fast, and they keep bashing their head in the wall and the glass and the hood and everything until they died from blunt force traumas, from being all bashed and all. And of course, he sent his coup de grace by the last victims he was talking to. He rammed his car right in front of them. Most of them were hit by the tires. One girl had her leg cut off by the impact of the car. I mean, it was an awful death. Gruesome death. Now, after that had ended, all of a sudden there's a group of other girls who decided to have a little joyride in their lives. And of course, much of your surprise, one of the actors who is in this movie, her name is Zoe. And not many people know that she was a stunt woman from Xena. You know, Xena Warrior Princess, played by Lucy Lawless. She did all the stunts for Lucy Lawless by dressing up as Xena and doing all the action. It was her first movie role she ever did. And after that, I've been hearing that she's been starring in a lot of action films. And now I hear that she's going to appear in the Expendables. Female version of the Expendables. Man, that would be pretty cool to see. All those old women who were in action films in the past all group up together to kick some butt. I mean, it could happen. And I would love to see. I mean, I always like tough, strong girls. And of course, this movie has some strong, tough girls, because the next victims he sees, he was playing a little game of cat and mouse to them. Little did he know that these girls, they got some cojones. That's for sure. They definitely got some big cojones. Because instead of him scaring the crap out of them, they start scaring the crap out of him. And start ramming their car to him. And of course, when Kurt Russell popped out of his car and saying, "Ha ha ha, ladies, that was fun." And then they shot him in the shoulder, going like, "Ow! What a chicken! Take it like a man." And of course, at the end of the movie, the women, they ambushed him and wrecked his car pretty bad, so he's screaming in pain. And they dragged him out of the car, got him up, and start punching him and kicking him and hitting him and whamming him and punching him and kicking him and BAM! A lot of action going. Sorry, when it comes to action and strong women, I get very excited. Anyway, this is an awesome movie. This is really, really good. I mean, if you ever go to a movie theater, if you ever go to a video store, look up Death Proof, because it is really awesome. And it was the first time you ever seen Kurt Russell play a bad guy. Anyway, since Death Proof is aside in the end of Quentin Tarantino, let's talk about the other movie, Robert Rodriguez, Terror Planet. Now, I can tell that this movie was made to be a zombie film, and to me, I'm not into zombie films. I'm more into vampire films. I mean, the only movie that is really good as a zombie film that I saw was, of course, Night of the Living Dead. And if any of you people haven't even saw that film, you should look it up. And I know some of you don't care much about black and white films, but show a little backbone and start watching that film. Anyway, Terror Planet, it was pretty good. Has that one girl from Sugar and Spice, that Mexican actor from 6 Feet Under, and among other movies. And of course, he's playing the hero in this movie, who becomes a love interest with this actress. Of course, her name kind of escapes me. What is her name? Is it Rose Magoo? Or something like that? No, never mind. Anyway, she got bitten by a zombie, so that's why they cut off her leg and put a machine gun on her leg. And I gotta say, that's pretty bad, eh? I mean, with your leg. BAM! And of course, Bruce Willis is in it, and he's supposed to be the military man who's responsible for turning people into bubbled up zombies, because they're not like any other zombies. Their faces all bubbled up, like there's a lot of airs in their faces going all... And all in all, sadly the movie had like a bad ending. Nobody survived in it. But it was pretty action-packed. And of course Fergie was in this. You know, Fergie, the member of the Black Eyed Peas. She was in this movie, and she had a short part in this. She was supposed to be the woman who's supposed to pick this girl's up... Supposed to pick up this girl's son from those two babysitters. Because her husband, who's the doctor, he acts like a mad scientist. And he becomes a zombie too. And sadly, she gets ambushed and gets eaten by those zombies. All in all, I mean, for you zombie fans, you might think this is a cool movie. To me, it's... not... I mean, it's so-so. So-and-so. It's half good, half bad. I wouldn't recommend it. But of course, some of you who are Robert Rodriguez's fans, you should look this up. Anyway, compared to these two movies, Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof was pretty good. It was really, really good, actually. While Robert Rodriguez's Terror Planet, it's alright. That's all I'm gonna say. Just... Anyway, this is how I'm gonna end on the Tarantino month. But I'm not gonna end anything... I'm not gonna end my show completely. There's gonna be more movies and more things I'm gonna review to you lately. So, you guys better stay tuned for next month. I don't know what kind of month it's gonna be. Actually, I'm just gonna pick something random, you know, just snip it. Just wing it. See what's gonna come up, and see what I'm gonna think up, how I'm gonna review it. Anyway, this is Multi-Voice Reviewer, aka Michael Grimm. Please leave a comment and subscribe, and like this channel if you really like this review. And it's late. I need to get going. Well, see you soon, ladies and gentlemen, and bye-bye.